Good afternoon, guys. Leslie at Inskeep Acres. Oh, it is, I don't know, like 2:30 or something like that. I got all my, why are you chasing baby goats, Joe? My morning chores done. Made a bunch of pig feed. I had to go to the post office and drop off some blood samples for the goats. And went to the bank. And now we're gonna attempt to lay out some garden irrigation. So, I don't know, probably 2 years ago, I ordered, really, Clark? He doesn't like me in the garden. So, I ordered a drip irrigation system from Grower Solution. It is half inch, 3/4 inch. I'd have to look. I think it's, pretty sure it's half inch. Anyway, main line. So you hook with some fittings to the end of this, to your hose, and then all of your valves and drip line run off of this. And I had ordered enough, I think, to do this side of the garden, plus some, but I knew it would cover this with a little bit of extra. And I put this in that year or the following year and never put in the irrigation system. So I was kind of trying to wait to get more of it finished, and obviously it hasn't happened until now that we've redone all of this. So I ordered more fittings and some more main line, and it came with like 1,000 feet of the drip line, so I didn't need that. And I already had the stakes for the landscape cloth, which I ordered more of to finish the rest of this once we get it tilled and everything done. And so now that everything is here, I'm going to try to start laying everything out. Probably cutting stuff a little long, just trying to get stuff kind of situated. I didn't bring my drawing out, but on the far corner back by the bees, a hose will come in to a fitting, and it will have a main line that I can run this bed and the tomato bed back there off of. Then they didn't quite have the fittings I think I was looking for, so I ordered some fittings to try making it work the way I want. I didn't find any like tees specifically for the main line, but the tees for the drip line that I had, or the fittings for the drip line that I had, fits the main line, so we're gonna see. But so I'm gonna put a tee off there, and it's gonna come down to feed this bed and the raspberries. I'm gonna put an elbow and a main line this way, and then I can run lines for that in here, and then it's gonna have a tee coming off to run this. And then there's a water spigot at the back side of the house there. I'll run a hose across that I can run to another main line across this fence, and then it will feed drip lines for this, all of this when it's done, and I will probably put a short one there on the grapes as well, because then I can just disconnect that at the corner and water here and then hook it back up. Otherwise, this main line was going to run all the way down here across what's going to be a walkway, and it just, I don't know, it seemed easier just to do two pieces. Jason kind of said, well, why don't you just split it? So the original garden, the extended garden, two separate pieces, and we'll see how it goes. So I am going to find a spot for you guys, kind of get some of this stuff out, show you kind of what the kit came with, and see if we can start kind of laying some of this stuff out, getting stuff staked down, maybe start getting stuff kind of hooked up, but I don't know that I'll get it all done today. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of go through and show you what I have. So these are the valves that, it comes with a punch tool. You punch a hole in the main line, and then this pops in and seats into the main line, and then it's a valve that turns on and off. And the drip line, which I haven't fully unwrapped yet, but it's just a flat line, and it has holes for the drip every 12 inches, and that will attach over this end, and this piece one way, yeah, it just screws over to tighten it and hold it on. So I think the kit that I originally ordered came with like 20 of these. I ordered another 10. This is the pressure regulator that goes on the hose. Regulates your pressure down to no more than 15 psi, and then it just has an adapter to hook to the main line on it. It came with connectors for if you had to connect two pieces of drip line together. Came with a figure 8 that you use to tie off the end of this, the punch for punching holes in the main line for these, and then I don't remember what they call them, but they're like oopsie plugs. If you punch a hole where you don't mean to, you put the plug in there. And I think that is basically all of what came with this kit. Stick these back in here for now. And then, like I said, I ordered, I think, like 10 more valves. 20 will do what I already have set up, but I wanted more valves in case I decide to add lines down like the center of the Romas and things like that. So then I got, these were the tees I was talking about. On their website on Growers Solution, it said that these were for the drip line connectors, but it fits these, the main line. So we're going to attempt to put those together with that. These, I believe these were connectors for the, I don't remember if this was a connector specifically for the main line or the drip. I don't know. But let's see. No, see, this is a little bit bigger. So this is the one that I ordered a 90 for the main line. This is a 90 for the drip line. So technically this is for the drip line, but the fittings are pretty close to the same, so we're gonna make them work. I got tees. I got more, like I said, more valves. What else did I order? I ordered a bunch more of the figure 8s because I'm gonna have a bunch of dead ends of the main line. 90s. I had to order another pressure regulator and an adapter to go to the main line, since we're going to have one at each end of the garden. And I think that was pretty much, looks like that was what I ordered. Tees, 90s, ends to shut off the main line, and then another pressure regulator for the second line. So I think what I'm going to do is we're going to go and start laying out some drip line and main line and kind of getting some stuff staked into place. You just use the same stakes that you use to put down the landscape fabric. And then we'll see about trying to put some connectors in. That's probably Jason saying he's off work. Yep. Well, it's the next day. Jason got home yesterday and I had to kind of abort mission in the garden. We had another project that we needed to get done, so I will take you back and show you that, and then we will go look at what I got done. Not much, just kind of trying to lay some stuff out and figure out exactly how it all works and where I think I want it to go. Oh. Yeah. Had to get, Tommy's hungry. Had to get stuff set up to load a cow. So the 2 sows were in this pen, and we cannot run cows up into this pen to load in the trailer with Eldred and Freya up here. So they need to go out to the woods, while Thor was out with the cows in the woods. And we don't want fall piglets, so we built Thor another pen. So it is approximately 20 by 16. It's probably a little wider up at the top, but he can get out into the horse pen. Right now he's probably currently laying in the horse shelter. He has his own shelter, but he can come up here and eat, has his own water. He can get out there and run around, so he's not confined to a small space. And while he is eating his breakfast, the horses get their grain. He has grass and hay, the horses get hay. You guys probably can't really see him right underneath this shelter wall. He's laying back there, but horses cannot get in here to get to his feed and bother him. He can get away from them. Yeah, that's what we did last night. Put in some posts. Of course, we thought we hit it with one up there. We hit our power line that comes from that post, the light and all the power there. It comes around the shelter and across to that outlet. Hi, Mama Dog. Yeah, dead center on this hole. So we have to disconnect some stuff up there so I can turn the breaker back on and have power in my goat shelter, because I had to milk by flashlight last night. Didn't even think about it until I come out and there was no power. I opened the gate. The ladies, I believe, took off to the woods. They just opened it a few minutes ago and I don't see them, so they must be out in the woods. I will chase the cows up out of the field in a little bit here and close the gate back here so they're all in here, and then try to coax them up into the front pen. Once I get the trailer backed up all the way, and I chained these gates. We put this gate back up last night, so they have to stay in that half. Put a little bit of corn or something up in the trailer, and they tend to hop right up in there. I have a feeling the 2 that need to go to the sale barn are going to be the first ones in the trailer. It's going to take a little more work to get Junior, the longhorn, in there. So that was what we worked on yesterday. And then when we were getting ready to move the livestock trailer back here, Jason was smoothing this out so it was easy to get the trailer in and out. And our skid steer broke, so we borrowed the neighbor's. Thankfully, got ours loaded up on the trailer so he could take it around front and look at it. We'll see how expensive that is. But I'm going to take you up to the garden and show you my drip line that I did a little bit of work on yesterday. I don't know how much we're going to get to today before the rain comes. Hopefully I can get that cow in before we get too much rain. Okay, I initially started down here, the hose end, the pressure regulators down there, just lightly tacked the line across, but I didn't cut it yet. I have to put this T in here to run the main line down the center. I wasn't sure how much length I needed on that end. We'll put a quick connect on it to attach the hose to, but I don't know if it's going to stick outside the fence. Probably easiest that way for easy attachment. If it's going to come, hey, up and over the fence, or so I need to see what Jason thinks about that. And then I'll figure out where the T goes, because the line may have to shift one way or the other. So that won't hurt if it rains to sit out here. And some of these tomatoes look like I can start tying them up to the trellis. Some of these cherry tomatoes down at the end are not doing so great, but we can plant something else there. Looks like maybe some green beans coming up over there. I've got a few flowers, some of the squash and zucchini. That looks like a male flower. This, yeah, male flower. No fruit there. These are getting ready to have a bunch of flowers. Kohlrabi's cabbage isn't doing too bad. These tomatoes are all getting big. Looks like some of my marigolds and stuff over there need some water. Need to get them all in the ground before they all die. Blueberries getting close. Okay. What else? Oh, so I ran a drip line along these tomatoes. Doesn't quite work out. I've got them a little bit closer than every 12 inches, or, I mean, I didn't measure them, but they're relatively close. So the emitters, the water can still seep down through the fabric, so I'm not worried that there's an emitter at each one. And I just kind of lightly stapled it. I'm not sure how full of water it gets or anything like that, so I didn't want to tack it down too tight and pinch it off. I may have to add more staples, I don't really know. And I just cut it long at that end because that's where it's going to connect. I also ran all the way from the fence along here and ended it here at this plant. I don't want to get too much stuff. I'll show you guys how I closed these, but that was what I had seen to do. I don't know how well it's going to work, so I was kind of waiting. Not quite tall enough to attach, but I can see roots. So I am going to pull some more dirt over here. To cover those. So it comes all the way along here. I kind of angled it a little bit because these are not in line. The center one, I think I will extend out all the way down the center because I may plant some stuff underneath of here in the middle. And then we'll have another one down the other side. So it just runs right along the edges of the holes. Like I said, stapled. This is probably stapled less than the other ones. And then this main line runs, and I think that's how it's supposed to close off, but I didn't really watch videos. That's the only way that makes sense to me, so we'll have to see. I attached the valve here, so you can turn these valves off and on depending on which lines you want to water at one time. and it runs all the way along here. Once it gets to here, when we put the gate on, we are going to just kind of like zip tie it to the gate. That way if we open the gate, we're not running it over. It'll disconnect from the hose at that end, and it can open and close with the gate. So I know I need to leave some extra length here. And it comes across, and I just have it out there. I didn't put the end connector and pressure regulator on it yet, but I think it will probably have, I don't know if we'll have a line here or if I'll just water the grapes by hand. I did buy another rhubarb. I haven't decided if it's going to go up there with the rhubarb, because the only one that does really well is on the end. But this is a Victoria rhubarb, and I'm pretty sure that's what that is. Or if I'm going to try to plant that in the garden somewhere, or out by the fruit trees. I'm not really sure yet. But that was the extent of what I got done. So I have to run some errands in town, and then hopefully then I will be able to come back and work on some more stuff. So it's a male flower. There's no fruit behind it. That was a male flower. Male flowers. Oh, there's a female. You guys can see that. It's got a little zucchini behind the flower. So they're getting there. We got a bunch of little ones in here growing. Alright. Looks like something. That one's dying off. I'm going to stick a new seed in the ground there. Stuck, looks like a couple seeds in here. They're starting to pop up. I think I have a mole living under my landscape fabric. Back by my tomatoes back there, I was walking and I could feel the tunnels. I was stepping them back in. We're going to have to figure out something for that, because that is not going to work under my landscape fabric. Right now we're just playing the waiting game. Red's been up and in the trailer. Junior, the black and white one, have been up eating off the back of the trailer. A couple of the calves have been, up in this area. But we just wait. Where is she? Once she gets up in there, that's Junior back there. I will swing this gate closed, and then once she gets up, kind of hopping in the trailer, then I will close this gate. But we wait, so they're not stressed out. Alright, I didn't get any more of the cow loading and stuff recorded for you guys, but she did load up shortly after the last video clip you just saw. I am now out milking. It is pouring rain. I don't know if you guys can see how much water is actually flowing here. Let me see if I can get my light. Oh! So much rain is just pouring down. I will see. You guys probably can't. Really hard because the light reflects off all of the rain. All the water flowing. Oh no! It's now coming in here. Oy. So I'm gonna finish chores before I get drowned out here. Abel, you are getting soaked, sir. It's just coming down so fast that it can't soak into the ground, but that's it, guys. Have a good day. See ya on the next one.